What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Sativa Jones, and I'm here with
Tyler God.
And this is Secondhand Smoke, where we give out that lunch smacker reactions.
Better believe it.
And today we here to talk about two things: leeches and snitches. I'm gonna give the definitions of a snitch and a leech, and then we're gonna go from there. The definition of a snitch is to inform on someone. The definition of a leech is a person who clings to another person or another for personal gain, especially without giving them anything in return, and usually with the implications of exhausting the other's resources. So we have the definition of snitches and leeches. Which one do you want to attack first, Tom?
I want to attack the snitching first, man. Yo, both these topics is hard and they require a lot because you're going to ruffle some feathers with this. Ain't nobody going to agree on this. Before we go into it, yo, this is opinions. It ain't hurting nobody. We not pulling no names, situations. This ain't about that. It's about having an open forum discussion about topics that influence and impact everybody in our communities, working class and criminal class. Nobody's saying it's nobody's right or wrong. We just expressing where we stand on these things, and we appreciate your interaction and comments, as well as suggestions. But I want to talk about snitching because you got it from different dynamics. You got one from, we talked about it, you got the working class dynamic as opposed to the criminal class. You got the jail dynamic as opposed to the street dynamic. You got the dynamic that you around me, but you ain't in my circle. Like, you my squad, but you did some bullshit. You the ops now. Like, you got a lot of shit. Then you got people that saying you the ops now, but later you my man because they the ops, and I'm gonna get rid of them, but then I might get back to you. It depends on how I feel. What's going on?
Alright, so I got, as far as snitching, I'm a civilian, but I feel civilians can snitch in one or two manners. Alright, you my brother, right? 2015, you got us in some trouble. I'm a civilian, niggas know I'm a civilian. What if I told you the the detectives came to my mom's house looking for me? I had one option. I had two options. I could have went in there. That would have made me a snitch. I'm a civilian. I would have went in there. They cannot do nothing to me if I do not go in there. Am I right or am I wrong? Because I didn't go in there. I didn't even fucking take the card and call the number to even figure out what they wanted me for. I didn't snitch.
Let me hit that right there, right? Now, let's talk about civilians and civilians interacting with criminals. You got some people that's on the line like, man, fuck that, bro. This is why you got something called plausible deniability. Plausible deniability means that you could be engaged or interacting with somebody on a legitimate business level, but you could probably be vaguely aware that there might be something going on, but if you don't have a justifiable cause under your business relationship that imposes that you have to investigate and find out what it is, and you don't, you're not accountable. They ain't none of your fucking business. So as a civilian, you stay a civilian. When you cross that line and start interacting, then you got a problem.
We're about to bring my man into this conversation. Introduce yourself to the people as you sit down.
Hey everybody, I'm Slick, Nick Robinson.
One of the funniest guys out there in Facebook Meta Street.
Striving to be.
Yo, this is my guy, man. We go back. How far, man? We go up to now. Youth House, CCP Pro. I ain't even from CCP, bro. I love y'all, bro. Y'all know y'all my distant family, man. And my real family down there too, my brothers and sisters. Shout out to the Hen family. I love y'all. Shout out to y'all, get it together.
All y'all get it together.
What you like to say about that, though?
I'm gonna say this about that topic, man. It's like y'all on gray area to me about what's telling, what's not telling, and what you do. Is it telling or is it? It's like, okay, you got law rules, right? And then you got the land rules. Some is called the G code. You know what I mean? And I feel as this, like, you know, when you giving up any information that puts somebody in some type of some type of consequence. Either if it's, for example, like me and you, all three of us chilling, and wifey got y'all number too, you know what I mean? And we end up doing something, and you like, I don't know, after he left me, he slid with such and such in the car with some chicks. Why would you say something like that? Why, like, come on. You ain't getting locked up. You can get put in the doghouse. You call jeopardy to the relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look, don't nobody sneak me for saying this, man. I love Kobe, man. Rest in peace, bro. Kobe told us that. That's tough.
Hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's wrong.
It's wrong.
If you shit and put sprinkles on shit, it's still shit. It just got sprinkles on it. It still stink.
Look better don't make it better.
You know what I mean? So, like, I live like this. I don't care what a person do, as long as it ain't coming to my front door and bother my way of life. You know what I mean? Like, what you do don't make me shit. And I mind my business. I ain't been here 40-some odd years by sitting there in people's business. You know what I mean? What you do is what you do. And I commend you. Like, I'm the type of person, I never hate on nobody because, like he said, I grew up in CCP, man, and down the hill, like, and all over Patterson. And it's like, man, I hustled.
Yeah.
You probably sold the same shit I sold. But that ain't stopped me, and I ain't gonna be like, oh, he coming in contact with my money, he fucking up my dollars. If you a real hustler, nobody can fuck up your dollars. Because you gonna get it regardless.
That's right.
That's why they call it running laps around people. Like, if they ain't a real hustler, you gonna run laps around them.
Yo, I remember, man, I think I was like 15, man. Now I'm probably like this big. And, you know, I always been like real, I won't say sneaky because I'm not doing bad things. But I always been real secretive or protective of what I'm doing and who I love. Because I know things can go bad sometimes, and sometimes people will go through what you care about that hurt you. So I protect what I love like that. And I got robbed. I was getting a little bit of money, selling a little bit of weight, you know. It's a long time ago. I'm 45, I was 15. And I got smart. I said, man, I gotta get somebody around me that look like they bigger than, like they big, and I got my man Billy. I said, Billy. Billy was a white boy, but Billy was big and Billy was crazy. I'm like, man, they ain't gonna fuck with Billy. I'm good. So Billy was my partner. Billy got knocked off, man. They raided his house. They got all of this shit. You know what's crazy? My man who I just put on his feet, they got his work. He took my coat. When the cop said, where your coat at? I had to grab his coat, man. I just put him on. Not Billy. But guess what? Billy went to jail because he was the only adult. I went to jail because my friend wasn't my friend. That wasn't the only time. That was the first time. But you get what I'm saying? Like, what you stand for. I could tell now, you know I ain't gonna tell you know why I've been doing this shit forever. If I tell now everything I did it for nothing. Every moment of time, every struggle, every suffering, for nothing. My life wasn't for nothing. It was a learning experience, man, to get me to the next step, man, and now I want to help my people and help myself at the same time. I want a legacy. I want to be remembered for doing something good. So we're gonna start at this. I ain't perfect now, I still got my flaws, I do shit. But I'm trying to move forward to do better doing it and bring people with me. So we're gonna deal with shit like this snitching shit and this leeching shit.
So Pusha T made a whole song about his best friend, like calling him, and the last thing he's saying to him was, "Sorry, nigga, I wanna come home." Like, you feel me? Is there ever a okay time to snitch?
No.
He was painting it like the way he was rapping about the nigga saying this shit, he was okay with the nigga telling like.
No, it ain't you okay. Some people is like got soft hearts for certain people. Like it's like you can't do no wrong in they eye. You know what I mean? And they got so much love for you. It's like, okay, yeah, I did my bed. I gave you a pass on that. You know what I mean? Like it's a couple of times where I was in a Bing and niggas showed me paperwork, straight black and white. Ba da ba. He said that he said. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn. Even going to the low law, very seeing a video with him actually singing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn. Why is this dude showing me all this and that? It's not my duty, but also to let certain people know, like, look, bro, I've seen certain shit, and you choose what you choose. You a grown man after that, what I tell you. Like, you know what I mean? Dude ain't real right. You know what I mean? But I'm on some, if you don't ask me, I ain't gonna say nothing because it's none of my business.
It's not your place.
You know what I mean? Because what
if it's your brother, if it's your mother, if it's your daughter, that's different.
Yeah.
And it still might not be your place. You gotta weigh it out.
It's not your place, period. But at the same time, like my grandmother used to always say, man, what don't come out in the wash will always come out in the rinse. It's the same metaphorical saying is what don't come out in the dark will get exposed in the light. So, like with that being said, it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna sit there and be around certain people and I know the foulness of them because you can't not do nothing around them because if they told once, they can tell if they put in a predicament again to say they own that. That's the reason why I don't like a rat period far as an animal. I get like a bitch. Oh, get that motherfucker. She's like, you man, you the man, you get that motherfucker. Bitch, then we gonna be up here by ourselves together. Like we stand on a little boat. You know what I mean? But like the person, they always tell what the other person did, but always clean it up like they the victim when it's time to tell on themselves.
Yeah, what about you did?
Well, yeah, what is your
and there are things worse than telling.
And then I think that's the reason why I paired snitches and leeches together for this episode, because the outcome is always the same. They always try to make it like it's the person that's the victim of whatever they're doing.
They're trying to turn up on somebody's back.
Yeah, you the villain.
They ain't even trying to turn up.
Yeah.
Yo, I respect you more if you use that person and you made it. You did something and you ain't looked back. These motherfuckers is looking for the next victim.
Use the person as far as what?
Leeches or snitches?
Leeching, period.
Oh, use the person as far as leeching.
Yeah, as far as leeching. When you take a person and say, well, I don't got nothing going on. This person does or will have something going on. Let me see if I can get in on that. Okay, cool. If you're saying, look, I want to partner with you. What can I contribute to benefit? Do that. Yo, can you give me, what I'm going to get? What you bringing? If you ain't bringing nothing, you begging. But if you bringing a service or a gift or an ability or a talent or a resource, you're a partner, potentially. And now you're negotiating on any level, on the street, man, in the business office. It don't matter. In the White House, you negotiate. But I mean, negotiate with me, man. Don't be mad at me, bro. I gotta protect myself, bro. I can't keep letting people do. I just did 4 years. And I'm changing my life for the better now. I'm trying to. I'm doing all this. I'm giving everything I got. I don't fall asleep. I pass out. But that's what's required to be successful. You gotta move past the things that pulled you back. Shit like snitching. Shit like niches. Just shit like disloyalty, dishonesty.
Alright, so in leeching, like, I have, like you said, if I don't look at a person, because you had to have something going in order to use somebody as a platform to boost yourself up. You had to have something going for yourself in order for that to happen. Yeah. So you can't be a leech in that aspect. That's a synonymous relationship. Like that little thing that be riding on the back of the well that we eating all algae off. So it's something that we don't want to do, but it's something.
It's part of nature, like if you look at it like that.
But I'm talking about the niggas that don't bring you any type of
nothing.
Like
Word.
Actually, you're doing shit in spite of them being in the clique. Like, you feel me? Like,
Word.
oh damn, I fuck with you. Like, you ever had somebody like, yo, what you doing is real cool. I fuck with what you doing. But you around this motherfucker, I really can't be around that motherfucker.
Right, that motherfucker, he ain't gonna be helpful to nothing. We trying to do anything, he gonna sabotage.
So I'll work. The nigga even give you a benefit of the doubt because you so good at what you doing. Like, I'll work with you. Just don't bring that motherfucker around. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
When it's situations like that, you gotta cut that shit off quick, cause that nigga draining all your blood resources.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, like for example, you know, like people gotta be their own teacher, like far as learning from their own mistake. Cause sometimes you can be like, yo, that nigga just don't want nothing but they hit the blunt and always smoke when y'all roll up, or he just wanted a cup real quick. You know what I mean? To sit with y'all because he don't never have it. He could have money in his pocket. He keep that money in his pocket and be like, yo, I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when y'all pour up, he got his shit hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I got a problem with that, but like I said, I'm a true believer of self-experience. You know what I mean? It's not the only one, but it's the one that'll get you a long way. So like, if I got somebody that tell me this dude, you know what I mean? Now I'm aware that he a leech or she a leech. So what I do is I still deal with that person until I get tired myself. So, cause sometimes I gotta learn and understand where you coming from. If you warn me about that
exhaust
person.
the feeling.
Yeah. So what I do, I still deal with the person because it ain't even really being a leash. It's your personality too. You know what I mean? You probably a leash, but you a good listener. And what I say, it matters to you.
Or, but let me say this.
You know what I mean?
I'm a person of that.
So yeah, we using each other. I'm using you for your motherfucking companionship right now because a lot of motherfuckers ain't hearing what I'm saying, and you using me to drown your shit, whatever you going through, because you so stuck into whatever you stuck into. Like, I respect certain things, but certain things I don't respect is a straight up person that straight up drain you from everything, and you never invest back.
I got a little cousin, right? That little nigga he got some shit going on upstairs and shit. So you feel me? You get a little check every first of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So like the 1st to the 7th, you never see this.
You get like that.
See this nigga like.
You had that nigga down.
I don't hunt him down to nothing.
Fuck that, like 200 start popping up.
200.
I'll give him a quarter.
The 8th he gonna come around you. He got $10 in his pocket. He got roll up. You need the other 9 to handle his handle. You feel me? And everything on you till the 31st.
Salt, no pepper.
Food, clothing. Let me go with the jacket.
Real talk.
Let me go with these sneakers.
You wear a size 13, I wear a size 8, 9, but let me hold them sneakers.
I'm a boat on
Come on. Nah, but yeah.
You know how the tubs be. Remember? Yeah, man. But you know, like, see, like, also too, like with the leash thing, it's for me, it's more of it. You can't take from people that bend over backwards and try to do what they can. Sometimes what they can't, I'm gonna figure the rest out for me later. I know how to get up. Let me help this person that I care about and make sure they good, because it seems like they don't know how.
Yeah.
But it don't be that they don't know how. And you find that out later on, because it's like, all right, you help them or you here, and then now they like, oh shit. Just like a female when they meet a nice dude, they like, damn, I'm tired of these dudes, they dogs. They ain't nothing. This and that, they ain't shit. And then as soon as you get, they be like, I gotta meet a dude like this, you gotta have this, you gotta have that, you gotta be this. And they say, girl, I met him. Like, what? What you meant? What you meant? That dude I was telling you about, I got him, girl. I've been talking to him for like 3.5 weeks. Y'all play? About to the night. What's up? Like, girl, I got me a sucker. You know, I'm about to lock this right on. You just said that was your dream. How your dream become a sucker? It can only become a sucker if you're a leech, because that's what leeches do. They suck. And I mean the same thing with every aspect of life. When somebody go out their way to help you, man, you ain't gonna get no good in no life, man, when you put your foot on your neck and you keep it there. And then you keep doing that shit, man, you break them people's heart, man. But God protect them people, I'm telling you. Even if them people not good people in no other way in their life, God gonna protect them people, but them shit people should have to go through that. Hold them other people accountable for shit like snitching and all that shit. You wanna be mean and be foul and be cruel and be destructive to people, destroy their life. Some of them real tough. You ain't gonna do it. I mind my business too. I mind my business. I protect my own. I'm respectful to everybody. I done grinded all over my city. And every time I did, I always tried to make a way for people to make more too. It wasn't just about me. And it's the same way I'm trying to do with this legitimate stuff, man. I want to make a way for everybody. It ain't just me. I want to see. That's my smile. That's my glory. That's my reward. I want to grow with people like this, with people like that. We trying to, man, look, we like-minded. We ain't got no time for that no more, man. But if you need some help or you trying to do some good and you bringing something to the table, even if it's just effort and energy, what's up? Stop me down the street. But don't use me up.
Because, you know, like for example, like if you got a strong black woman, like I was telling my cousin the other day, like my grandmother, you know, she the strongest woman I ever met in my whole fucking entire life. Like she took on 10 kids, you know what I mean, fed us, clothed us, and we had shit. And guess what? We didn't have shit. You know what I mean? And that helped me experience the good and bad of life. You know what I mean? So I know how to appreciate things. And sometimes I might not appreciate shit. You know what I mean? But no. I don't want you to be my motherfucking mother. At all. I'm looking for a woman that got my motherfucking mother qualities. That no matter what, like, she could hold the fucking house down.
That's saying
no matter what, that she could fucking whatever she gotta do, not sell your ass and shit. If she gotta get two fucking jobs, she gonna get 2 fucking jobs. And make sure Christmas happen.
That's saying
you see what I'm saying?
That when women be like men looking for their mother, looking for their mother in us, the only reason we looking at that because the most important thing to us is our legacy. Our kids, how we want our kids to be raised.
We want them to have the best qualities of their mother and the best qualities of us. The best example of each.
So don't get that misconstrued. And I wanted to clear that up.
I want to make sure you have those qualities because I want my kids to have those qualities. But I don't want you to put them shits on me. Because I'm your man.
Look, let me tell you how serious I am. Look,
tell me what to do.
Let me tell you how serious I am, and it's personal. But I'm just put this out there because look, ain't no. I'm an open book. I'm celibate. I ain't playing this. Hey, it's alright.
Hold on, Ty.
I'm good, man. I'm going for my money, man. Like, yo, but you get me? Like, at first it was like, I was just going so hard trying to figure this out and trying to fix my life, man, and put everything back, man. I'm like, I want more than where I was at, and I ain't even got that. So, yo, I got a lot to do. So, you know, I just been grinding, man, trying to figure it out. And I've been doing a lot of it alone or with a couple of people who've been going like me. And we've been coming from 2 ends coming together like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, consciously. And it's like, now it's like, man, once I looked up, like, and a lot of beautiful women, y'all know who y'all are, came across my path throughout the last 6-7 months, and you know, y'all left impressions on me, but I need this time and this energy, man, and these resources, man, to get where I'm going. And I can't be nothing for nobody if I'm splitting hairs. If I'm gonna be a man for a woman, I'm gonna be everything for her. So if I'm gonna be something for me, I gotta be everything for me. So I can't be the former without the other. So I'm going for that. Don't be tripping like I'm dissing you, it ain't that. Even my friends, I love y'all. I always did. Y'all know I always be a father. When y'all call me, I'm there. Always. It ain't never changed. No matter how long I ain't see you. Y'all know this shit. But support me too. That's all I ask. I ain't asking for y'all money or nothing. I'm saying get behind me, big me up. That don't cost y'all nothing. That's all I ever ask. Get with us.
Love don't cost a thing. It shouldn't have to cost a thing. You know what I mean?
So before we move on to the next thing, I just want to ask y'all, how do we keep, you know, young people out here leech free and away from these rats? Or I hope none of y'all are rats. Don't follow Takashi.
He going to hell.
Well, follow Tekashi.
He going to hell. He ain't going by himself neither, man. I want to say some stuff about some other people. I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself.
But what I would say on that note, like to try to help younger people, help them and be, you know what I mean, still that voice. Cause like earlier before we started, I was talking about at least I had like older people around me to show me the way, to show me the game, to show me this and that and the third, and led me right, no matter what anybody say. Like we gotta start speaking to the youth, cause a lot of people be like, yo, this shit is washed up, this street shit washed up, this game banging shit washed up. It's washed up cause you washed up. You know what I mean? Like reach out, bro. Like if you see something in somebody, a child, like I'm like this, and I was brought up like this. If I see a child doing something out of pocket, I'm letting them know, like, bro, what is you doing? Nah, come here, let me talk to you. And I really try to give them something to go on. If they listen or not, at least I told them.
We genuine,
you know
bro.
I mean?
We ain't trying to hurt you.
Cause if they
y'all know we ain't trying to
back
hurt
in
y'all
the day when we was coming up,
that's how we got it.
After school programs,
Yeah.
we had camps and shit
We had
like
structure.
that.
It ain't none of
Like,
that around no more.
They took that from us. So now we gotta make up for it. You know what I mean? Because guess what? Listening to, and no offense to all the rappers, y'all make y'all money how y'all make it, but it just influenced certain people to where they want to be like y'all, and they look up to y'all, and you saying shoot this motherfucker, kill this motherfucker, rape this, and all this and that, and they follow that. You know what I mean?
If you want to do that, get them something else to follow along with it.
Exactly. Get them something good.
Level it out. Get them something positive. Get them some programs. Get them somewhere to go and play and be safe and to learn.
Word.
Show them different avenues and different career sources and choices. Show them they ain't got to play basketball, shoot a gun, sell a drug, or rap a song.
And they'll know the difference between a snitch and a bitch. Period.
And maybe we have more Black and Latino scientists and astronauts.
I think
and scuba divers.
I think you should always do an audit of your life to see how things going on. I think we should make that real, like regular in our every, like our daily habits, our monthly habits, and our yearly habits. I think you should audit your day, audit your month, and audit your year on a regular, consistent basis. And then that way you'll be able to see if you're being used or are you not being as productive or either way.
Word.
So the leech would. And that way, the leech would know he's starting to leech when he starts. And the person who's being sucked will learn that he's being a sucker. He's being sucked.
What's the leech budget this month? $650? Shit.
That sounds like a trick.
Went up.
What's the difference, though? What's the difference?
But one thing somebody just recently said to me, you know what I mean? Because both our moms was like, you know, in the streets, on drugs and shit, heavy and shit. She was like kind of blaming her mother for not showing her like the type of love she was looking for, and her mother like you know cleaned herself up, and you know she came to her and she was like, Mom, yeah, I'm gonna have this one-on-one heart to heart to you. Why you ain't never loved me like you know a mother love a child? You know what I mean? And she like, no, it ain't the fact that I don't love you. How you gonna blame somebody for something that they never learned themselves? And the only reason why I'm trying to get you to understand that, I gotta let you know. Because the whole time you was going on wondering why I ain't love you, I ain't let you know that I ain't know what love was myself.
Damn, that's some powerful ass shit. I gotta go to the motherfucker blunt.
So, at the same time, like, some people, they don't know how to be a leader if they never was taught how to lead. So you can't blame them.
You need an example.
Yeah,
a lighthouse.
You gotta see and you recognize a leader because that motherfucker stand out no matter if it's a male or female. Like now, like you got females that being more truck drivers and shit like that, and I respect them ladies because they doing all that shit.
Get that money.
You know what I mean?
Dudes
Niggas
don't want to
do
do it. They don't want to do it.
I'm like,
nigga,
y'all better step y'all shit up for y'all really start having excuses to not get a job.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
They not
Like, come
playing
on,
around,
like these women starting to be real strong, and that's what I respect and love. It's a difference from liking and loving. You know what I mean? Like I just like
She lying.
a lot of shit, but I love a strong person. No matter if it's a male or female, I love a strong person because they're focused. They're determined. They got ambition. When you got those things, you like a dangerous force. Like one person come to me, he's like, Slick, every time you go anywhere, be pressure. Be a threat without being aggressive, like being a threat where you got a gun or any type of weapon or you using your fist and your shit to get ahead. No. Your aura, your character, your strength, how you carry yourself, you showing pressure.
Make your
you showing the threat.
Resourcefulness.
Yeah, you showing the threat because another motherfucker be like,
not your ability to destroy things.
I don't like that nigga.
Anybody can do that.
Why you don't like that nigga? Because you gotta watch your girl around that nigga because you know he better than you.
Yeah. No,
because you feeling weak.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No man should feel weak about themselves. But you know, like not too long ago, it was like the awareness about like mental health and people freaking
you got something
committing suicide and shit like that.
Yeah.
Man, like that shit's serious.
Actually, I stress.
That shit is serious. Not just a month, the whole year, because. Even family, friends, and everything else, people commit suicide, man, because they going through what they going
hold
through.
us, Slick, we got a whole nother topic for that. We got that lined up for that. It's locked in. It's actually going to be our second or third show.
Word.
Because we got an obligation, so it might be our third, but we want it to be our second.
Word.
But I wanted to say though too.
Shout out to my nigga Crip and Mac. If you don't know who Crip and Mac is, by the way, since suicide came up, go look up my nigga Crip and Mac.
Word.
My nigga Crip and Mac is that fucking nigga.
Yo, Crip and Mac, man, come to Jersey, man. Bro, we definitely got slot for you, man, and some love, man. What you like, man, get with us. We got the links, man. Get with
I'll
us.
find some OE for you. I already know.
Yeah. Oh, we got the case.
Because these customers ain't doing nothing for you, Crip and Mac. These customers ain't doing
Oh, 50. Shout out, that nigga, shout out, man. Word.
And you know.
I like that dude, man, because he roll, keep it how he keep it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit.
But what I was about to say also, man, we scooting around, but I want to get a little bit back to that shit. Like, you know, because when you talk about, we started snitching shit, I don't want to get crazy with it. But, you know what I'm saying, like I said, you got different layers. People like, well, for example, this brother, he work. So, if he work, say I hustle in front of his house. All right, you got different dynamics. You could say he lived there already and I came and opened up there. That's a problem. That's a problem. Or, I was trapping already right here and he came here. And now he said I gotta go. Or something happened and he got charged with it, but he come out and smoke with me every now and then and have a little sit with me every now and then. He know what I'm doing and he ain't saying nothing, but they grab him up too. So now whether he tell or not, you know what I'm saying, he values the value or itemizes them, that man pay taxes. He ain't saying with y'all, but if he do, now he with y'all. You ain't a civilian no more. Nah, Jake,
Nah, even if I was a straight civilian, something happened to my peoples, and I'm like, yo, I can't handle this. Can y'all handle it? I'm not gonna sit there and be like, all right, something come back after that shit. I can't say shit. I'm part of it now. I'm not a civilian no more. I committed a crime.
Because now you obligated to protect your family now. Them people don't want to hear that shit because everybody ain't got the relationship that you may have with that person that's in that circle. Everybody's relationships is different. Everybody got what they got. Y'all can't even get us to common denominator. They ain't common no more. Because now you got a big problem and somebody caused it. The uncommonness. So you're going to get rid of the uncommonness and everything associated with it to make a point, if not anything else. Right. They ain't fucking the movies, bro. So, you know, people, I ain't no monster, man. But you know, like, man, I ain't proud of stuff, bro. We did monster shit and we seen people do monster shit out there. But it was survival. It was really survival, man, because, yo, you got some wild boys out here now, man, but, man, I can name you some legends, man, some gorillas, man. They walk down the street, bro, in my town, bro, they ain't need no gun. Man, shout out to Joe Pryor, man. Shout out to Majid. You know, just to name a couple, man. Shout out to Bodyguard, man. Like, you know, man, I could just pick a nigga, man. You know, man, shout y'all niggas out, man. You know, I could name a few more, bro. I just want to shout a few out and it was real with them, man. They ain't play. They
I
ain't
ain't
no fuck
gonna name
about
no
they knew your
names,
father,
but
none
y'all
of that
already
shit.
know y'all the ones, man,
Yeah.
that, you know,
A
I
few-
see the rawness in all of them. E. I ain't say the whole name, but I just started out with the letter. But,
Yeah.
you know, man, like, you know what I mean? Y'all the type of dudes where I got some of my motherfucking toughness from, because I see, like, you ain't fear nothing but God. You know what I mean? And you did what you did, and now, like, you type retired, I don't know, but it seems like you hung the jersey up, but I ain't about to see what the fuck is like. I'ma stay on my lane like I've been.
See,
But,
things
like,
is different from us, man, because like we came up different, and they held us accountable and they held themselves accountable. Man, what they did to us, what they was doing, man, I don't care how messed up they was, they carried themselves like men. They made us respect them. We ain't had no choice. They wasn't having no less. I don't care what they was doing. So they put that in us. No matter how much money we didn't have, no matter how much people we didn't have around us, we had set a certain standard for ourselves that was embedded in us as we was young growing into this. We ain't hopping to this game. It wasn't allowed. I don't care how tough we was. They was tougher than us. If it wasn't ours, it was some that was. And they was gonna see if we was ready. But they got us ready. And you know, we got accountability too, because we didn't all do our job, and most of us wasn't there to do our job because we was doing time or fighting demons. And because of that, we missed it with our generation. We dropped the bag. All of us, me too. I wasn't here. I knew how, and I tried where I was at, but they don't want to hear that shit when they're in that belly with you, starving, scared, angry, alone, because most of the families ain't coming on visit.
Crunch time. Shit.
You go in the visitor hall, 1,200 people in the building, and you got 60 people in the visitor hall. Only 40 of them coming every week out of 1,200. Yeah, man. So it get monster. It get animal.
Shit, motherfuckers start figuring out ways so they can eat.
Yeah,
they
man, it might be
shit.
you.
Either they braid their head, they do a little artwork, something, one way or another, figure the nigga radio and shit. Like, niggas is survivors, man.
They got the tablets now.
And they
niggas got everything, but like.
And they create intercommunal, what they do, they don't even realize they doing it, they create intercommunal wealth. With all them little hustles and them little units that they live in, because now they generate an economy. And in that economy, guess what? It's value. It's worth. The jail need them, that's why they allow certain things to transpire. That's not supposed to be legal, because they understand what it does.
They keep shit at bay.
That's right.
Because some of the shit that, if they ain't allowed, some of the shit that go on, man, them motherfuckers be killing motherfuckers left and right, bro.
Yeah, body dead.
Because, man, I know motherfuckers that straight got time like that time. And, like, I remember this shit clear as day. It was like a situation that happened, and it wasn't that bad, but the fact that the nigga was like in his bag, he was like, man, I'm stressing, man. Go get that nigga. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, cause you stressing, nigga? You just get the green with this shit? Like, you got it is what it is. I ain't trusting to nobody.
Look, I'm gonna say this, right?
My ass told.
Somebody told me, look, this person ain't on camera be in the building, and I was like, and it was just a frustration one day, and I wasn't angry and nothing. I just said it like, just like this in this temperament, like, yo, man, they always talk about everybody in the street and all these G's and all this stuff, and bro, I'm like, I don't care, but nobody will never talk about me. But it's funny, somebody said that, and when they said that to them that I was a G, they ain't say that, they ain't respect it. But that person's like, yo, you bugging. But now the person I'm sharing this with, he said, nah, he said, this is the NBA. I'll have you guys winning 50 rings. He said, you'll be Tim Duncan. I said, Tim Duncan. I said, why? He said, because you practice what you preach.
Oh, you wouldn't be Jordan.
He said, you drill it over and over and over and over again, and everybody around you. He said, and you do it, or you break your fucking neck trying. And I felt like that was everything right there. I ain't need the streets. That one person saying that one thing, that was everything right there. I do it for that. I don't do it for the masses. I do it for at least one. That's enough. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, like, This ain't for glory, man. It's for legacy. It's for legacy, man. You know, sometimes you just want your life to mean something. You look back like, yo, you disappointed a lot of people. You disappointed yourself. You said you cared about them people. You ain't show nobody that. You was so feeling sorry for yourself that you forgot to. But like he said, I wasn't taught how really neither. I had examples of it, but I wasn't taught how.
Actually teach you
Yeah.
the way. Because you can see and copy anybody. You know what I mean? But if you never was really taught like a hands-on teaching, you know what I mean?
You can never say you know
You
it.
can't say that that you're a part of that shit because you know it was really taught and nobody can't blame you.
You was taught, you wasn't trained.
You was shown, but you wasn't trained.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Teaching is showing. That's what teaching is.
Right,
Nobody
right.
trained you ever.
Remember dictionary? You remember dictionary back in the day down the hill? Man, if y'all from Patterson and you over 45, you know dictionary. Dictionaries to get high and stuff, but dictionaries to all with anything you ask dictionary in the dictionary, he knew the definition.
But
We was like, damn, he's smart as hell. He just knew the definitions. That was it. He didn't understand the application. He couldn't string one together with another and create something greater for or something meaningful to pursue. You know what I'm saying? Or to aspire to. It's like so. It was like automatonism, nomism. You know, it's like anybody could be a parrot. And you know, with our schools, we got to be more interactive with our kids and stuff, man. Because I mean, shout out to the teachers that's trying, but the curriculums are not right, bro. They teaching our kids how to be workers, and that's okay. But we need leaders, we need builders, we need thinkers, and they not teaching our kids how to think.
Oh no, that'd be the worst thing ever for them.
So we got to try to do that at home.
you got the tablet and shit for that. Them tablets, man, and phones, man.
They got it all, but we had to direct in traffic.
Bro, like when my son was young, right, and he went to school 6 and shit. Fucking, he know 1, 2, 3 ABCs before kindergarten, right? Then you know when the bleeps was out, that we used to get that boy all types of motherfucking phones. He know how to get to the games.
Yeah.
He pushed
So
buttons and to it came competitive. So what I did was I had got a desktop computer, you know what I mean, to handle regular business, things we needed, and you know, so he could play on it.
Yeah.
Man, he got to school 6, and his teacher was like, well, he's a smart kid, but it just when he finished his work, he act out. And I'm like, I know, and I apologize for that, but you gotta keep his mind stimulated. If you don't, it's like a person that only pay attention to like fast cars, right? They say a person got ADD if they stop having interest in shit, right? So once you constantly put things that interest the person, like you could use the cars in math, you could use cars in reading, you could use cars in, so the person can still be, you know what I mean?
Engaged.
And how you know that you won't turn them out to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
A famous race car driver.
Or
You know what I
car
mean?
design.
Or a car designer.
A car designer. Like I believe if you wanted your child to be a musician, right? But from young, you never even brought them a toy fucking guitar or drum set or nothing. How
You just trying to put a real one in his hand by the time he's 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Once he start learning how to respect the fake one and cherish it.
You see what I'm saying? Like introduce them to things. You know what I mean?
They say that like that's what all that HD shit is. It's just to get the boy shit out of boys, like make them more docile. Cause boys don't like sitting down and being still anyway. Like as a kid, which one of us like to doing that? Like just sitting here.
No, a kid is a kid, but it's how the person raised the child. It's like, okay, you ain't gonna teach your child no manners. Like I deal with somebody right now, right? And like her kids got manners, but they don't have manners only to a certain extent.
They don't
You
have
see what I'm
working manners. They have
So,
knowledge of
like, if I was to give them something or anybody was to give them something, they'd be like, good looking. Like, when I taught my kids and you give them something, they say, thank you, sir. Yes. Like, they come to somebody's house and they'll sit, they ass still. You know what I mean? Even if the person be like, feel comfortable, go over there, get some juice and it's chips over here. You could go in the refrigerator. They won't do that. You know what I mean? Because they got respect. You know what I mean? You tell them, they'll go and just, okay, they saying soda over here, the juice, I'm going to get, sit there, make a mess and get lit. You know what I mean? You can't blame them, yeah, it's a child. Like when people be like, and this the thing that killed me, chicks. Like, understandable that your situation just ain't work out and you don't got your baby father or whatever that's there. And then you be like, who helped me with my kids? Nobody. But you look for help and people. Ain't nobody laid down with you and made them kids but you and your baby father. The only help you supposed to be looking for is that man. You see what I'm saying? Not nobody else, not the state, not, you know what I mean? Guess what? You'll get your ass when the welfare, the card ain't working right, you'll go down there to pitch a bitch and get that motherfucker back on. Yeah, even though it ain't working, go down there and pitch a bitch to that motherfucker on the block. Who putting more time into another chick kid than your own?
Yeah.
Where your priorities at?
Yeah, where your pride at?
Yeah, like your priorities in the wrong place. So like, everybody got something that they need to work on. It just, you make an effort to work on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know what I need to do to make myself even better. But if I don't take the necessary steps towards that, I'm not going to get nowhere fast.
skip the whole lesson.
Yeah.
Me, as good as a communicator I can be, I have to learn how to communicate better with the people I love. See, I got a thing right where I don't care about your feelings. I care about your well-being. I say that all the time because your feelings a lot of times are gestures that so-called friends extend. And they do so in order to disguise, camouflage, distract you from the real problem instead of helping you deal with it, which is required by making it hurt, telling the truth. I'm just gonna tell it, I'm not attacking. And sometimes people I love, because they're used to that from other people, they assume that's what I'm doing. I'm blunt. I'm not gonna waste your time or mine. I'm gonna tell you what's wrong, and I'm gonna say, now, what are we gonna do to fix it? I ain't leaving you by yourself. You ain't by yourself. If I said something, I'm with you. But you gotta get up first. If you're not, I'm gonna leave you right there. Because I got tired of that, waiting for you. I'm 45. I could have been where I was going, but I waited. You can't do that no more.
You can't afford it. Because guess what? Like you said, you getting old. Like me. I was married, you know what I mean, for 12 years. You know what I mean? In another relationship for 6. You know what I mean? And like, I'm dealing with family oriented, you know what I mean, and togetherness. And that will make me keep moving on. Is I know at the end, I got my family, you know what I mean? And I worry about taking care of that, making my lady happy, stuff like that, you know what I mean? That's why you don't see me in the streets no more, because now, before I never appreciated things. You know what I mean? Now I learn about appreciation. Now that I do, it make me strive for better. You know what I mean? For myself. First, this too, everybody, you gotta do it for yourself. One thing people used to always kill me with, especially locked up, they used to be like, man, I need to get home to my kids. I'm doing this shit for my kids. Bruh, you gotta do it for yourself first.
Bro, you ain't
and
no
your kids gonna reap the benefits, bro.
You not no good to your kids if you ain't no good to you. You ain't got no value. So no value plus no value equals no value. So what you bringing to them except more stress, more burden, more worry. The time is important. Don't get it fucked up. I'm not devaluing the quality or the value of the time. But you have to find a medium between the time and trying to find a situation where your kids ain't got to go through that shit.
Word.
And they got you as an example to move by. My father made it by doing this. Even though I don't want to do what he doing, I know that doing it this way works because he did it. They forget about the rest. Kids will forgive you, man, but you got to get them something to forgive.
Word.
You got to put something over top of that. Put a Chevy on that shit.
Word. Like this.
A lot of shit that you want your kids to forgive you for, they
don't care.
It ain't even shit for them to forgive. It's the fact of it's a service. It's knowledge that was given.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So like,
Hello?
don't even beat yourself up about most of that shit, because at the end of the day, your kid's gonna come to you and give you a report around 23, and then you gotta deal with that shit from forward on.
Word. Because no matter what, your kids, they gonna love you regardless, just like you love them regardless. Like for example, too, I was about to say, like this what like drew the line with me. So one day, you know, me and my BM, we split up. I left the house and we made up. I comes back, right? So my daughter comes in there crying hard as hell. She's like, I'm like, Tay, why the fuck you crying? So I think my son, you know, hit her and shit. So I'm like, yo, come here, put your ass in here, man. I told you about putting your hands on my daughter. I'm gonna fuck you up. He like, I ain't even touch her. What you talking about? I'm like, fuck you. You know what? Because I'm thinking she's scared to tell on him that he hit her. So I'm like, get out. Go. Matter of fact, go out. I'm gonna fuck you up. I said, Tay, why are you crying? Guess what she said?
What she said?
She said, Daddy, you keep leaving me. Even being locked up, like, Daddy, you keep leaving. And I hated to become that statistic where these people just set for men, like, oh, the men leader always like after a certain amount of time the men lead a relationship and his mom be stuck raising the child. That's why the child
That's
be.
not always the case.
It ain't. But that's what the statistic that they put together.
That's
you know what I mean?
the picture that's painted.
Exactly.
Number one, even if you wanted your kids, you wouldn't get them. 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't get them. Like,
especially get locked up and shit. Hell
you
no.
feel me? Like,
Yeah.
even if you wasn't, like, I have a clean record. If me and my wife was divorced today, most likely, if she want the kids,
That's where they going.
That's where they're going.
Yeah, they gonna go with the mother. They
Yeah, how much money you got, how broke she is,
Word.
they gonna stay on her back,
If
but
she ain't
they ain't
negligent,
taking them from her. Not in Jersey.
she good.
And we in Jersey, y'all. We're
So-
not in Jersey.
it's the picture that's painted, reinforced. Then they hear grown people talking, shit like that.
Check this fly shit out. This deep. The time I just did these years, I was going to do some time for a gun. Everybody. You know, I ain't had a gun trying to hurt nobody. I was just trying to protect myself, and people thought I had a whole lot. And a lot of people around here ain't got nothing. So you know what that add up to when you still living around here. No matter how much good you doing, you gotta be careful. And that was my careful. It was also my mistake, my undoing. I was going to jail for a year, but my lady at the time was pregnant. And something happened where she got in a situation, and I ain't hesitate. I took the case. Had my record label. We had an album. We just got distribution for the album. Man, we was on the way.
Yeah.
I'm somehow right there. Everything was done. We just was doing 3 videos, and we was gonna be the shit. And now 5 years later, I'm telling you this because without hesitation, I said, fuck that money, fuck that record label, fuck them streets, man. Ain't nothing more important than family. Tell them it's mom's. What I gotta do. Kenyatta Stewart was my lawyer. He also my friend. And even though he didn't agree with what I was doing, he know how stubborn I could be, and he know when you can't change my mind.
You stubborn as hell too. I'll tell you.
And I wasn't trying to hear it from my family, because I don't got much of it. I got a lot of blood, but you know. And I told him, he said, well, yeah, take this file with a file. I said, in a year, if I could do the year, ain't nobody gonna miss me. I'll be in a halfway house in 2 months. I might go straight there. I'ma still be like I'm home, rocking the business and everything. It ain't about nothing. Sneaking out and everything.
You always count it up.
You feel me? So like that shit about
nothing before you get in your head. Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, now, man, I'm like, damn, 5? If I go in for 5, my partner Gunsmoke gotta go in 2, we finished. Guess what? That thought took 10 seconds for me to think it through. As soon as the period went on that shit, I said, yo, go out there, tell her I'm taking the 5 out of 5. Tell me what she said. He came back in, she said, I don't care if it was 10, I'm gonna be there. I said, all right, you tell them I'm taking you. Let her go. They ain't even let her go. They tried to give her probation. I still said, man, look, my other child, my born child, she's not my birth child, but Zahira Davis is my child. She needed her mother. Father's been cool. Kids need their mother, man. So I had to do the right thing for my family. And say, fuck all that shit. Ain't no glory in that shit.
That's gonna be a show too.
But that's who I am. For those who don't know me. For those who know me, you know that's who I am. So when people hurt me, that shit be fucked up, bro. You know, but that's a whole nother thing. Some of that shit ain't for the air. I ain't like that neither. I don't do put people on the street. Even when they dog me and kick my back in, I've never done that back.
Alright, so this been secondhand smoke. Y'all got anything y'all want to say to the people? Give them a whole hour of fucking graciousness and wisdom, dropping gems left and right.
Yeah, I want to say this. Whatever you do, like, don't half step into it. You know what I mean? You gotta jump all the way into it, because that's the only way you'll learn from your mistakes. And when you decide to come back around again, if you decide that, you know where you messed up at. So put your all into it, man. Like what I'm doing with these brothers is something different. You know what I mean? Like, I do comedy now. You see my stuff on TikTok,
getting the links.
Facebook, Instagram. It's Slick Nick Robinson. You know what I mean? And I got some funny content.
Show my boy love. He's funny, y'all. I promise you.
That people relate. You know what I mean? So
You'll
I
see
do
a couple
that.
of skits throughout this show too.
And I got a couple of things. When I first started, right? Like all social media platforms, you get a critic that bash you and shit. So dude like, yo, you don't got your own content and you copying off of other people. I'm like, bruh, you sitting there worrying about what I'm doing, how I'm doing, everybody doing this, but I ain't worrying about everybody. How you think Eddie Murphy did his shit and then motherfucking Tyler Perry commended that dude on dressing up as different characters and it's just him? You see what I'm saying?
Richard did it first.
Yeah, like come on.
It's
People
like this,
learn from
man.
everybody.
The greatest
People
respect you
copy
could pay an artist
everybody.
is to take what they made and make it your own.
Exactly.
Don't do they shit and it be they shit the same way. They gonna fuck you up. But if you take it and make it your own, they gonna shake your hand and you might make a new friend and a new comrade in the business.
It's the such thing as it's the such thing as copycats, but it's also inspired by.
Word. Cause guess what? Just like singers, you got people that same songs that other people did already from back in the day. You know what I mean? And sing it just as good. You know what I mean? And the people pay homage to them. You know what I mean?
Look, we gonna close it out and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we gotta pay the bills in a whole type of other ways and stuff like that. But yo, man, we appreciate everybody, we appreciate everything, all we sponsors, all content, all suggestions, all support, we appreciate everything. Shout us out, tell y'all friends, tell y'all family, get behind us, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have some things for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Especially information, you know what I'm saying, surprises and entertainment. We got it all for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Slick floors too, holla at me. You want the floors done, sand, whatever.
Advertisements are available at the Visionary Podcast Network. Commercials to go here in the beginning or or in between this whole show.
Right.
And make sure y'all lock in.
Visionary.Jones on Instagram for more information about advertising with the Visionary Podcast Network.
Word. And come holler at my boy, man, cause he good dude. You know, I bumped into him, and you know.
And one more thing.
Real conversation.
Website launched today. tanmanagement.co. That's tanmanagement.co. Log in, check it out. You might like what you see. We're gonna have merch for everybody. You don't got a platform, we're gonna give you one. You know, you don't got licensing, don't worry about it. You don't know people we're gonna sell it for you. You don't know how to do accounting, don't worry. We'll get the merch to them, we'll ship it to them, we'll get you their money, The taxes be paid on it, don't worry. Whatever help you need it, we'll take care of it for you.
Word.
Get your money. Get your merchandise out there.
Girl.
Go get business, chase your dream. And do it for cheap. Get with us before the people.
Word.
Peace.
Peace.
Now, I used to do this to end one of my other shows, but that show is no more. So now it has a new home. The difference between the dreamer and the visionary and the dreamer is the dreamer has his eyes closed and the visionary has his eyes open. No blouse.